son died 2 years ago, and I believe that he might be back. My son had died 2 years ago. He had committed suicide. His body was found in his room, with his wrist slit by a paper knife. The police had started investigation when they found a number of cuts and bruises on his body, but they could not conclude that it was suicide. Nothing else. It had been extremely difficult. I had lost my wife when my son was only 2 years old, and he was everything I had. Every time I entered his room, memories would flood back, and I couldn't hold back my tears. He was such a bright boy, my son. It was maybe a month ago when it happened. As I entered his room, I saw that the room was littered with papers and clothes. For the first time in 2 years, I felt that he was with me. Then I started. Lights would begin to flicker in his room. The door of his room would open and close suddenly. I'm a man who doesn't believe in ghosts for some reason. I felt that it was my son. I talked to my friend and neighbor, Robert Smith. He had done a lot of research regarding ghosts and spirits. He had some clairvoyant abilities and had acquired a lot of knowledge in spiritual and supernatural practices all over the world. He decided that he would summon his soul. I was against this idea, but he convinced me. My son loved him a lot. We were sitting in his room. Robert had bought a three-legged table, which he placed in between the room. A solitary candle lit up suddenly. The silence was deafening. The outside night was very, very dark. Suddenly the flame flickered. I noticed that the expression on Robert's face began to change. He started shaking vigorously. He had placed a piece of paper and pen on the table. He took it and started scribbling. He was making weird noises. I closed my eyes as it was becoming unbearable. I felt the light of the candle getting dimmer. I opened my eyes and saw Robert was lying on the table, heads down. I took the paper from his hand and looked at it, and kept on looking at it in horror. I could recognize my son's handwriting and the words scribbled on the paper. Why, Uncle Robert? Why?